to take it out now. Maybe they have the confidence, okay, the second game was kind of a fluke from Sync Esports. We showed in the first game, even if we fall behind, how easily we can still win the game with our better coordination overall and experience.
Yeah.
So maybe they will still go for standard stuff, but we could see pocket strategies from both teams. So, yeah, that's unfortunate. But the thing the thing is that we might actually see more so from Sync special heroes than from SG.
Yeah, so unfortunately we're sitting, so we're going to have to probably remake here. I guess we will need a remake when done.
That's the problem if I can't join the game myself, but at least we can go through the events now.
All right, let's actually just jump into the game here because the game is starting, so I think it's important that we just go over the draft here rather than we were going to go over some player profiles for you guys, but we got the draft moving along. That's what matters. That's what matters. Anyway, so here we are, the banning stage. Let's take a look. Ophelia into Kronos, Tempest into Serpensington. So again, not too surprising here. Kronos
exact same as last game. The only difference was instead of the Tempest in the first game, Pharaoh was banned. So Pharaoh might be a hero that we see from SG here. I'm not sure about that. But Drunk Master, instant first pick here from the Legion side, has been proven extremely important in both the first and the second game.
Yeah.
In the hands of SG in the first game, getting the racks with that token very easily. In the second game, as we pointed out, Kizo having an amazing game. After that one mistake, he had an absolutely flawless game overall.
Yeah. You know, it was really interesting. Again, obviously we do a lot of talking with the players and trying to find out what they're thinking with strategies and everything. And Swinamel's especially, he's very open. He's constantly wanting to talk about like their strategy and what they're thinking about. And obviously because he loves the game and been around it for so long. One of the strategies that I really noticed that they were talking about, whether or not they value first picking a Rhapsody. It sounded like Melz was honestly against it for the most part. It sounded like he really wasn't a huge fan of first picking the Rhapsody over other heroes. But players like Z-Freak and Chessie were like, well, we disagree. We think it is. And, they have these discussions like that. So in the end, clearly Swinamel was like, okay, you know what? I want to, obviously it's his choice ultimately, but, it definitely takes consideration what his teammates are saying.
But let's go with the first two games with Rhapsody. The first game, Rhapsody was extremely important, even though she was on the losing team. If you remember that fight in the middle, absolutely amazing ultimate and overall very, very well played. In the second game, almost no impact at all. Like, even though she was on the winning team this time, there was not much. Like, she got picked off a couple times. We didn't see any pushes or big ganks initiated by Rhapsody. It was mostly core heroes plus Sandweth going for the ganks. So, yeah, let's see if Melons, with drafting the Rhapsody here, wants SG to show what Rhapsody is really capable of.
Yeah. Kraken coming out for Stay Green. And more than likely that's going to end up in the hands of Limp, of course. We talked about it already in the series. Didn't see the hero, but Limp's Kraken, amazing, amazing to watch. So no doubt that's going to be good for them there. Torture is going to be the follow-up. So again, they go along the route of, we don't want to jungle in this game. We're going to go dual support. Parasite is still there.
Parasite is still there. Torture was actually banned in both the first games, I believe. So, yeah, seems to be a very valuable hero because I do even believe that both times Flensmeister was the one banning the Torture. This time around, he picks it up himself, and as you mentioned, over the Parasite. And Parasite is not going to be picked here. Instead, it is a Bridget Hag. That means 2 lanes are settled already for the SG side, whereas the Legion side can go anywhere right now, and we have no idea what they're going to drop from here.
Yeah. It definitely is going to be up in the air. I also noticed extra time, not nearly as much extra time used this game. You mentioned that in the first 2 games. A lot of extra time was used not only in the first initial bans, but the first couple of picks. This time around, Flensmeister a little more confident, it seemed like. Got the Drunken right away, then the quick empath. Torture, again, clearly the support playing is on the ball today, and if you can get him that empath hero, especially when he's on fire, you want to get him that. So the spanning phase is going to be interesting, though, because, again, the lineup so far shaping up very similar to what we saw last game from Sync Esports. So are we going to see a ban stay on that sand wraith again here?
For instance, yeah, and Sync is, as before, using more time on the bans than on their picks. They kind of know what they want to go for, even if it's not normal strategies, but they're thinking really hard what they want to take away from SG. SG, instant Sandwrath ban, as you mentioned. So Madman and Sandwrath are both being banned out right now. Madman usually seen as an offlaner these days, and Sandwrath we saw last game.
Yeah, we saw last game, and obviously we saw the work. So, yeah, there you go. Not wanting to deal with it here. Madman, Gauntlet, Puppet Master, even the other bands here. So, very, very focused on Flensmeister here as far as his heroes are concerned. When it comes down to these bans, we'll see what that third and final one is. But
And even though we put a lot of fault on the first game on Flensmeister's puppet and his mispositioning in the last team fight, he ultimately got to this point where we had to focus so much on him. He really did play a very good puppet game, and the Sandred game was really good as well. There was some miscommunication with the Empath link, but overall, like, he was doing a really good job. So no surprise that he's being targeted here. Even the third ban could be targeted at him. He again is using extra time for the third ban. So really, all the extra time here for the Legion side for Sync Esports being used mostly at the bans and trying to disrupt the draft of Kyle.
Yeah. So I mean, again, we are using a lot of time here. 20 seconds now of extra time remaining only for Sync Esports. Again, he really wants to make sure they're good to go, but this is scary leading into those last couple of picks. Swinnemelts has already shown in this series he will snap pick to really put you on the ball and kind of pressure you. So Flensmeister needs to be very careful here now in terms of where they go from here out. Blitz is going to be their final ban. Interesting. They
oh my god.
Saw the Blitz coming, I guess.
Someone did the whistle blowing, I think.
What's that?
I'm not sure. Okay, we're just going to head into the game right now and see what happens. But if SG is eliminated here, we'll see, we'll see. Okay, so Bubbles being the first pick here for the Legion side. Very standard pick. Again, all the lanes are not settled yet, especially the carry is not really there yet. It could be Torture. It could even be a Drunk Master, which we almost never see, though, in a carry position. But probably we're going to see a carry last pick here from the Legion side. And they seem to know what carry it is as well, because they used all their extra time already for the bans. So that's settled. Now, going over to the Hellborn side, we don't see the same style that we saw in the first two games. We still have pretty generic heroes that you see all the time, but you don't have a Slither, you don't have a Warbeast, etc. And Warbeast is still on the board, and so is Slither. So, yeah, this is definitely something to point out. SG is slightly deviating from what they played in the first two games.
You know who's still on the board too? Parasite is still on the board. I mean, they could even still go the jungle option.
So there's definitely a reason that SG hasn't picked the Parasite yet after Sync Esports didn't pick it either. Keeper of the Forest actually being the next pick here.
Yeah. Keeper of the Forest. Again, he's great against heroes like a Drunken Master in the sense that Drunken's great against single target abilities, but when it comes to lockdown AoE, obviously it can hold him in place. So,
but he, even more so than the other top 4 junglers, suffers so much more from camp blocking.
Oh, yeah.
Will we actually see an offlane Keeper of the Forest here?
That's, I mean, with the lineup that they already have, I find that hard to believe. I mean,
I find it hard to believe as well, because we will need a second support now. Oh, Swiftly coming out here from the Legion side. That is the carry, and that's an extremely aggressive carry as well.
Yeah.
Could we see a 2-1-2 again? That is actually a good question, because Bubbles could go middle. You could have the double lane Drunk Master plus X on the short lane, and Swiftblade, who's extremely durable with his spin on the long lane with another dual lane. So that is something to keep in mind. So, going over to the Hellborn side again, why Keeper could lane here is because they could get a second support and have a Kraken tri-lane. It is not the most effective tri-lane in terms of killing, but you absolutely ensure free farm on the Kraken, and the 2 supports are pretty safe themselves with the charge from Kraken, because he can disengage enemy heroes pretty easily. So that is something that we could see, but we probably will see Keeper in the jungle.
Final pick. This is going to be interesting, man.
Yeah, really.
Swift play. I mean, this is it. Like game number 3, semifinals,
we're all out.
on finals, and we see a Swift play. And for anyone that still sits here and say we see the same heroes over and over again, I don't know what you've been watching for the last 2-3 months. Even I mean, even just this event, it's been crazy numbers. Okay, Master of Arms now. So again, we're still not 100% sure. Where is that Master of Arms going to end up?
That is a farmer. Unless Jesse switches, he's not going to switch, I believe. No, that is a farming Master of Arms. Because mine has already readied up on the Keeper of the Forest, so it's not going to be a secondary support of any sort.
Why Master Farming? That is, that's not your typical.
That is very old school. I mean, in the current scene is old school. Look, a couple months back when Slicks was still playing on Stay Green, Master of Arms was picked a lot with their pushing style back in those days. Going dual middle, having a lot of farm stacks here on the sidelines besides the middle lane. So will we see something like that again? Those girls are really cute.
Yeah, they are. All right, going into the game here. Here we are, game number 3 coming at you. Stay Green versus Sync Esports. Oh yeah, we do need a remake. Sorry, I didn't forget about that. So we are gonna have to get a remake here, unfortunately. So again, gonna quickly go into an old pick here, and that will be good to go. So. Yeah, I mean, this is it. It's crazy to think about that, but again, this is it. Stay Green, they're the ones that are coming off the loss. Obviously, in a best of the 3, you know, going into that game 3 with that second game win. that's got to be huge. That's got to be so good feel, especially with the way that first game ended for Sync Esports. So, again, it really was good to see with this inexperience that they have overall, with them being a younger team in general, that they were able to still fight back and eventually get to this point here.
Yeah,
when it's all
absolutely
said and done. So,
and we have very, very volatile matchups here, especially with that Swiftblade involved.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. I hope we're going to get started ASAP here.
Yeah, some eggs are all sitting here. They're going to be good to go. Obviously, with all the casters that we have, but we've unfortunately had several situations where we have had to remake every now and then, but doing our best to make sure it's just going. Now, if the Suns actually give us a little bit of time here, I'm actually going to see, as Beefin and Sanio were pointing out, game number 1 of MRR versus BMG is actually getting started right now off the stage. Again, because of the scheduling situation, that's just simply how it had to be done. Once game 1's over, though, then they'll be advancing on to the main stage after this game, of course, is finished up. So they're going to definitely keep an eye on that, because that's going to be intriguing to watch, man. As far as off the stage
but I'm not even sure if I can put my eyes away from this match, because I think it's going to be as epic as the first two.
Yeah.
I don't think we're going to see a 50-minute game here, so I'm really pumped to see that game and see how it works out. So now that we have the last pick here for Jesse, it's definitely keeper jungle.
Yeah.
It is a passive hero in the jungle. We have 2 supports on the Legion side. That will mean we will have both Ward of Sights and Ward of Revelations, probably all blocking camps. So
this is, I mean, it's going to be, as usual, a great start to this game, where the mind games go. Hell, you think about last game even. Sync Esports, they made that very early adjustment because their laning, they thought too much about it. They thought Stay Green was going to do something crazy different. Because of that, where they lane was really awkward when they actually did something that we would have expected, and then they had to switch things up. So you wonder now in Game 3 again how that's ultimately all going to play out. So I'm still thinking about that Master of Arms carry to us. You mentioned Slicks.
Weird, though, because it is Helmo on site now, so the camps are not that close to him.
Yeah.
He will be able to go to the engines, obviously, at some point, of course. But, I mean, camps being blocked, of course, from the Legion side, they have to be unblocked. Master of Arms, maybe we won't even see him in a dual lane middle. We will see him in the short lane, farming up there.
Yeah. All right, so they're making sure that everyone is good to go. Yeah, I don't know why they're saying so. Me and Zero, you're sitting, so I think we're good to go, unless I think they're doing the other match. That's right. So, okay, yeah, I believe the actual the other casters are actually doing the MRR versus the BMG, of course. All right, it looks like we are going to go into OPIC here and eventually into the game, of course. So. Again, Swiftblade, though, still keeping an eye on that. Obviously, that's just a different hero pickup coming out in terms of, especially for a final game like this. But now, again, Swiftblade has been through some transitions. It's been, I think it was patch 3.0 specifically, where he got that spin change, where able to attack through it and whatnot now, and so he definitely got buffed in that sense. So I also, speaking of Slicks, actually, he was known for picking up Swiftblade and getting that first item portal key. As we played it more of an initiator. So I almost wonder if we're going to see something crazy like that, or is it going to be more of your typical carry build?
We could, absolutely. So,
all right.
How do they lane? This is going to be so exciting.
Yeah, that's
just to see how they lane is going to determine so much already.
If you're any bit of a HoN fan, obviously you know what we're talking about. It's just that this is with so much being on the line right here.
So they went to the top lane initially. Now they're heading towards the middle.
Yeah, okay.
There's the first pause, so we have a competitive match now.
Had to make sure that was done.
Did we have a single match without a pause? At this
probably not. Without a pause or a remake, probably not.
No, probably not. Sometimes both.
Again, this I'm 100% certain is a strategy pause. Or not.
This was extra pressure on the players, because if you have so many remakes, if you have, let's say, lag issues or whatever, if your computer needs to be switched out, it is time you do not want to spend on these things. You want to get into the game because it gives you time to think about what's going on. The lineups are set already. So every second that you have to waste on stuff now like this, you're starting to think constantly. Only if you're extremely experienced, you're sitting there and letting everything just go off to the side. Like, you don't care about that.
Almost thinking too much,
Like you're thinking too much because, okay, if we do lane top now, and the opponents are going there with that setup or whatever, should we rather go middle? And you're going to start to discuss things over and over that you already know, but you rehearse it in a sense, and that could actually add immense amounts of extra pressure on them. Well.
So again, they're just obviously having fun in chat right there now. But
Yeah.
again, still waiting for confirmation on it if we do need the other casters or not, or if we are going to be good to go. You know, what would it help with the side other than just teasing you a little more before game number 3 right here? So.
I don't want to tease. I want to watch the game. I want to cast it.
I do too. I'm going to monitor the other game. Okay, it still looks like they're in the hero select. So waiting to see once they get in the game what the heroes lineup looks like for the other game as well. Because obviously that is very, very important. So, again, as far as that's concerned, so they're playing game 1 off the stage. So after this series here finishes out, game 2 of BMG versus MRR will be on the stage. And that'll actually be casted by Beef and Insania. And then we'll come back for the grand finals. Obviously the winner of this versus the winner of that. Going to be happening. Get a best of 5, man. That's going to be so epic here.
So, Nick.
What's that?
This is like the mini grand finals. We talked about this.
Yeah, basically.
Who's going to win?
Put it on the spot. Man, don't do that. No,
You got 3 seconds.
I'll say this much. Going into this event, I did not expect the most out of Sync Esports. I really didn't, because their lack of experience, the last-minute change with Probus to make it, you know, yes, they won the playoffs in the end, so in that sense, you should maybe think that, they are going to actually do very well. But I just really did not see them, and especially after their performance against BMG yesterday. They had the lead. Yes, BMG made some big plays, but ended up losing it in the end. And now here they come in today in a very tough matchup. They had to play later last night just to get to this point against ADN. I thought things were adding up, to be honestly. Stay Green was going to come into this and take care of business. I really did. But Sync Esports, especially in game number 2, was able to prove that. And even in game 1, they looked great. So Sync, if I had to, if you're gonna put me the way you're looking at me, man, you can't do that. I'm sitting. I wasn't gonna say an answer,
on that one
but
later if it happens to BSG, but we don't know. It's really, really hard to predict, and that's what makes these semifinals really beautiful to watch. So now that we're finally in the game,
yes,
and can have it going, hopefully no more pauses, no more toilet breaks, no more casters missing. Let's go with the players.
All right, what do we got? We got Legion team. Flens Maestro, a.k.a. Well, anyways, I'll play the Swift Blade here. KC, of course, on Drunken Master. You got Slapped on a Torturer, secondary support. Support playing Empath, signature hero there. And, of course, Mickey going to be playing the Bubbles here, looking to make his big plays yet again. What about the Hellborn side, Nova?
What about the Hag?
What about that? What is he doing?
Swindle Melon's hiding. I guess that he is not visible there from the Legion side.
I would think not.
Generally, I would think he is visible there, but I guess he's not because he probably checked that out before, and this is his hiding spot right now. So he's going to take on the Hag and try to leech as much experience as possible while not being able to be found by support. Then we have Limp playing on the Kraken here, heading towards the top lane, probably solo in the end. Minus playing Keeper of the Forest.
You know, that's really important right there. The Keeper minion. It's spotted Empath Swiftblade top.
Yep.
So that gives them this information. Okay,
so what is Rhapsody going to do with that? Being played by Z-Freak here. Is he going to head towards top? Is he going to head towards middle, bottom? Probably middle as it looks right now. And finally, Master of Arms, we do have the dual lane. Yeah. The good old Slicks Master of Arms dual lane now obviously being played by Chessie. So, whoa. Bubbles, middle. That's good for Bubbles. He's not going to die against this lane whatsoever. This is no prisoner Hag matchup or something.
No.
So, yeah, he's going to be able to get as much experience as possible here. And we have a pseudo tri-lane here. Actually, we do have a proper tri-lane on the top lane.
They're going to try to man up here, but probably not the situation you want to be in. Yeah, right off the bat, they are going to roam in the jungle here. They're trying to find the Keeper of the Forest, but guess what? Minot's picked up on this. Again, a very, very smart jungler in general, and he's like, I'm not going to even go in my own jungle because I know exactly what you're up to. He goes to his own jungle, or the Legion jungle, that is. And he's picking up farm up there. So it almost seems like Sync Esports is lost. They were expecting him to be in the jungle. He's not there. They were maybe expecting a different hero top. It's a Kraken, not the easiest to kill by any means. So they need to not waste too much time here because for the time being, they're not doing a whole lot.
I absolutely agree with you. They need to do something now. Are they going to go for the Kraken? I don't think so. They might try, but it's not going to do anything. Actually, Dragon Creep Wave, that is really bad here. They need to find something to do right now. They need to find the Keeper and push him out, or they need to support the mid lane. Bubbles dual lane is not usually what you want to see. At least make sure that you can support the bottom lane and help the Drunk Master because he's in a little bit of trouble himself.
Yeah. A little bit of an awkward spot, but yeah, they don't really go for it. They don't really have the most powerful stuns here, of course. And So Drunken is going to be fine, but yeah, they were clearly boxing him out quite effectively. So it actually ends up being a true 1v1 mid with Bubbles versus Master of Arms. So I think a lot of this is really going to come down to Mickey now. I mean, he's going to need to have a very good start here with the way this game is kind of shaping up, at least at the early start.
I have to say he's been doing really well so far. It's 6-2 right now for the Master of Arms, who's 5-2. He was against the dual lane at start. So far, Mickey has been doing really good. Because usually what you want to do, you want to give the Master of Arms a head start, so he gets a faster bottle. If that's the item what he's going to go for, it probably will be the item. And then Bubbles will be able to, actually some damage here on the Kraken, but not much going to come out of that. So give the Master of Arms a head start and then rotate from there. But Rhapsody with a DD here is mid lane.
Yeah, he's going to be coming in for the gank. Will this set something up? There's a charge stun. Will it be the kill? No, the Helltop push and take, but no, it's not enough. Seafried gets the kill.
Oh,
he
did
falls
have
back
a
just in time.
Though.
He did?
He did have a shell stuff. He could have disjointed the last attack, but okay, not going to happen. Drunkmaster putting a lot of damage on the hack here. Okay, that was really unfortunate middle. Obviously, a really good for rotation here coming out from Seafried on the Rhapsody. So, I mean, Keeper's just going to farm away now.
Yeah, and this, for being in the other team's jungle, going up against dual support, the fact that Keeper is as farmed as he is already, it's not good news for Sync Esports at all. I mean, Stay Green's got to feel really, really good about that situation down there. Empath does make her way to the bottom lane. She's going to start boxing out the Hag quite a bit. And so now this is kind of setting up into really kind of a true 2-1-2 lane setup here. Swiftblade, I will say, is having a good time up top. 17-6 farm up here. So that is good news, of course, for Sync Esports.
I mean, they have something going for them, but they also have to keep the Keeper in mind. You cannot count out the Keeper here. The lanes are going slightly in their favor, even with that Bloodlust. Bubbles is still doing fine middle. His creep kills are almost the same as the ones of Master of Arms. Doesn't look like Hag is free farming bottom. Certainly not. Not against that Empath Drunkmaster. Drunkmaster alone was almost beating her up, so yeah, that's that. What is Rhapsody going to do from here?
This is big. He doesn't have a blink. One more auto attack. No, the bottle charges. Yes, he gets the kill. Melons. He blinked over the ledge initially. He got the stun from the Essence Drain. He thought he was going to be fine, but how about support going in there, walling him off, buying time for Drunken
What an amazing wall there from Empath. Really well done. Swindle trying to get away with the bottle charges, giving him extra region, but not going to happen. So, 1-1 apiece right now. Slight experience advantage, again, due to the jungler versus no jungler scenario here from Keeper. But we saw last game, that didn't really matter.
Yeah. So 4 minutes in right here. Again, 300 gold per minute on Swiftblade. But yeah, Drunken Master leading the charts overall. The physical presence is yet again going to be very, very strong here.
Oh, yes.
Especially on the side, of course, of Sync Esports.
Which is one of the reasons why he Keeper over a Parasite, because of his armor. He's going to be able to provide that in the later stages of the game against both Swiftblade and Drunken Master.
Has that Ring of Teacher already, too. Very important item to pick up in cases like this. Sooner the better, obviously. So, gonna be able to make use of that. I'm really intrigued, though, to see where Swiftblade goes. Because, again, he is one of these kind of carry heroes. He can play more of that initiator with the Portal Key early on. Oh, Tsunami Charge going to miss right there.
Yeah, but Hag is in trouble again.
The Hag is in trouble.
Oh, my God.
Again. Support with that wall. He knows what he's doing,
What a player.
The wall, it's such a strong ability, especially in cases like that, where you got those blink heroes that go into the trees. He just walls in there, get the vision, as well as some damage.
It's one of the reasons why you see so much Empath and Rhapsody at the moment, because their spells give vision. Both Dance Floor and the wall give vision, and that's really important. And you will see it already. The stack farming, not even waiting for level 7 and level 4 acid here on the Master. They're going to start it now already. Keeper taking a lot of damage, but with the illusions and the Dance Floor, it's not going to be much of a problem. That's going to be a lot of gold for Hellborn.
Yeah, triple stack agents at 5.5 minutes. That is very early. But exactly, they're able to execute it because of the makeup that they have. Oh, Keeper the Forest!
What?
Oh, no!
My nuts, what are you doing?
Did he just buy? I mean, did he buy before that at least? I think he might have.
I guess he has with so little gold.
But I doubt that was on purpose. I mean, there was no reason for that. Maybe.
We could give him credit as being a very smart player because he can switch to his own jungle now after the respawn time, of course.
The only reason why
he was moving back.
Exactly. It looked like he was panicking, like moving away. So if he was just going to die, you figure he was just going to stand there and die.
just stand there and die. So, wow. Okay, the pressure is on. The teams are definitely feeling it. I can tell you that much. Both the Bubbles mid lane not using the Shell Self, as well as the Keeper now dying to Ancients. Whoa.
Well, kind of talking about the pressure being on, I think it's big time on Stay Green, if anything, because they're supposed to win this tournament. I mean,
yeah.
Everyone said they're supposed to win this tournament. They're the top dogs. They're the returning champions. They're supposed to win the HoN Tour Season 2 finals. They're on the verge of that not happening here in the semifinals if they don't win this game against Sync Esports. So that's where that pressure's on. But again, if there is a team that will persevere through that, it is Stay Green at the same time. So to keep that hype train going.
Actually. Okay, we have only 2 denies on the Kraken, but he must have gotten a lot of last interruptions here because Swiftblade is sitting at 45 last hits. He could have a few more. I mean, 45 obviously is good, but even in the Drunken Master is sitting at 42, and he was having a genuine 1v1 at the very beginning, and then a 1v2 for a short amount of time against the Rhapsody. So, yeah, okay, the Swiftblade, he's definitely up there. No doubt about that. Looking at the GPM charts, we see 366 for the Drunken and 333 right now for the Swiftblade. So overall, SG, what they're known for, their curve is a lot more compact together. The whole team is getting farmed. We're looking back at the engines, of course, that they farmed together. So that is something to keep in mind. All of them will have items, but Golden Experience lead is non-existent.
Yeah. 8 minutes into the game, again, very, very, very early on. So, Drunken Master, once again, what route will Casey go here? Okay, it's going to be the Energizer yet again. Really a fan of that item, especially on the Drunken Master. And I would not be surprised to also see it on Swiftblade. They both have those Ghost Marcher builds, so you could just tell right off the bat if it wasn't clear from the beginning, they're just going to be looking to be aggressive early on in this game with the way they're building that item set here. So.
Yep, I definitely agree with you there. Obviously something to keep in mind for later. He wants to be able to use his ultimate while Keeper uses his. He doesn't want to get locked down by the Keeper, and Keeper is eventually going to go Refresher. I hope that we get to a really late stage in this game and have some super epic team fights. So that is something to keep in mind, and then there is the Kraken ulti as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, that is definitely problems here for Swiftblade, so he has to be very careful what items he chooses to go for.
Okay, I feel like we saw this before. It's going to chase the wall maybe? No, could not get in there this time.
I don't even know what Drunken was actually. Can he jump down?
No, he can't stagger over ledges.
No, not stagger, but can he actually stun downwards into the river?
Probably. I want to see why not, actually.
Yeah, that was an interesting concept then there. Yeah. The reason for Kizu actually going to the cliff, except he wanted to say goodbye to the hack.
Yeah. How about Master of Farms? So, you know, we talked about Slicks being known for doing this in the old Stay Green on the Carry Master of Farms. What's that? Oh, wow. Reginag's getting caught. Yeah. The deep the Master Call comes out. Will it be enough? No, the shell set to snipe him out. I missed the beginning of that. What happened?
He just ran into Empath, and instead of immediately going away, he wasn't. But Empath now getting himself caught out here. And there's Bubbles.
Bubbles. Yes, he will use it. Root comes out, though. There's a take cover. He's trying to live as much as he can. Drunken Master running in. He gets there. Rhapsody's going to fall, but so does Bubbles. Master Bombs down trouble. Here comes Kraken. He has an ultimate. He's got to use it right there. Run on Drunken. But the spin from Swiftblade doing a lot of damage to everyone right here. Does he have Swift Slashes? No, yes, he does. The no kills, though. Keeper the Force a little too strong for him. And now Swiftblade getting a return on the health potion tick. Not enough. Stay Green cleans up right there. Poor coming in from Empath. Will wall them off. Makes it awkward. There's a stun, but Keeper should be fine when it's all said and done. So sure, a bad start for Stay Green, but a big, big finish for them.
Yeah, that was a full genocide that we saw there, including a quad kill for Minus. Minus sitting now at 400 GPM. Talk about dying to Ancients and then coming back into the game. Like, wow, that was an insane fight for Stay Green. Very well coordinated. Everyone was there, and they just really made the best out of that. And you saw level 1 armor from Keeper, and Swiftblade ulti did like no damage already.
Yeah, exactly. We're going to see it right here. So here we go. This was after the hack died, of course. There's the catch on the Empath. The Bubbles throws out the Kel field. Here comes the Root. Bubbles tries to live, but obviously doesn't. Then Drunken Master does get here. This is where he thought maybe something would happen for the Legion team, but Kraken got there a pretty good time as well.
Yeah, but he jumps into the Kraken ulti now there. I mean, he couldn't have known it. It's not his mistake, but it's so unfortunate for the Drunken Master. He can't provide anything to the team fight anymore. There's a Swiftblade ulti, almost doing no damage. Okay, even without the Keeper Armor Master, not doing too much. Obviously having different jumps on different heroes as well, but yeah, really, really unfortunate here for Sync Esports. Huge setback for their minds more so than Gold, because Gold is only 1,500 for SG, but what must be going on in their minds? They've got genocided 10 minutes into the game.
Well, I'll say this much. They're going to have 2 Energizers here very shortly. They have the one already on Swiftblade, 1,000 gold saved up on Drunken Master, so 2 very, very big item pickups for them as far as this early game goes. And then Empath is almost level 6, so I think that's going to be that mark where maybe they're going to try to make something happen. But speaking of making things happen, Stay Green is pushing mid right here. Again, this is what they do best. They start to group up early, and it becomes tough to stop once they get the ball rolling. That's an easy tower kill. My nuts on Keeper the Force, man. 450 GPM. Now, you just mentioned that. It's ridiculous how much he just recovered after what was kind of a shaky start. Not even right because in the jungle, it's just that when getting killed.
Just that one incident, of course. He was doing a really good job in the jungle before, in the enemy jungle, that is, because his camps were all blocked. Now he's been stealing one of the engines and then moving out again.
Yeah.
So making that stack already, if they're going to stack it later, less worth. And now Swindleman has kind of have to find a spot in the game right now. Obviously, he can go up against the Swiftblade, but Swiftblade can anytime just run up to him with Ghost Marches, hit him, so he has to blink back. And he can do that like 10 times in a row, and I can't do anything about it. So that is something to keep in mind. Obviously, he has one in HoN, but with an Energizer on Swiftblade, that's not really going to matter. So, yeah, it's even going to be top lane. Even though she has a blink, it's going to be top lane for her. And, I mean, the Drunken Master is sitting on 340 GPM himself. If we look at the GPM overall, it is very even. Like, there's not much of a gold lead here. 2,000 now, 2,600 experience for SG. But what are they going to do with that? Yeah. That is the question. Are they going to keep pushing? Are they going to sit back and wait for Sync to make more mistakes?
I'm wondering what Z-Freak's doing. I mean, he's been behind here. Look at that Ward side placed. Oh, yeah, top lane. They do get the kill on Wretched Hag. The ultimate was used by Swiftblade, it looks like. Swift Slashes coming out right there, but look at the bottom lane now. They're collapsing on the elbow side. Invis on to Crack, and they find Empath. Quick kill on Empath as the result, so they will get the one kill. But, you know, again, it is an Empath, the top lane, obviously in favor of Sync Esports. But now they're going to push this tower here. How about this Ward of Sight from Z-Freak way down here at the bottom lane behind the tower? It's like literally off the map, basically. Never seen a Ward of Sight place like. I don't even know what vision that really gives. I guess it gets you into the lane, I would think.
Could be some bug that he's using there because there's a small cliff, it seems like, so it might actually give vision. That's pretty interesting. Test that out later, I guess, in practice mode or something. But yeah, okay, so yeah, we see now that it does actually give 180-degree vision there, that ward. So that's pretty interesting. Something I've never seen before, to be honest.
I've never seen before either. So clearly, you know, saving that for a very important game, and this is definitely that when it comes down to it. So the map control right now, you do see Stay Green kind of having that, but Sync Esports going to work around, trucking back to the bottom lane. He is farming again, that 340 gold per minute. Flensmeister slightly ahead at 350, but Keeper of the Force continues to lead the way. But how about Master of Arms? Kind of almost forgot about him, but he's got the Energizer, another 1,300 gold. And I was going to say, again, when we saw Slick's play, he liked to go more that utility carry almost, the Tablet of Command. But do you think that makes sense here, or should he go more damage output?
I think he can afford to go for damage, to be honest. He does have a lot of utility in his team already. He has a Rhapsody with Dancer, he has a Keeper with the ultimate to counter-initiate, with the armor on him as well. So he maybe doesn't even have to go BKB, to be honest, on the Master of Arms here. Could rather go for a damage item right away, or something that gives him survivability but is not necessarily Shrunk Head.
Yeah. We'll have to wait and see, obviously, what that turns into. Top lane against Swiftblade. Green Wave pushed up in his favor, but needs to be careful not pushing out too far right here. Look at another Ward of Sight placed by Z-Freak. Very aggressive getting into the lane up here on the top side.
So one problem here definitely for the Legion side is Empath is going to be of use no matter what. Like, even if she just stays level 6 for the next 5 minutes or something.
Oh! Just missed the Tsunami Charge. The timing wasn't perfect, and
that was close. That could have actually been a kill on the Swiftblade despite him having ultimate. What I was going to say is that Empath is going to be of use no matter what, but Torsha really has to find a place in this game. Similar to her Hag, but Hag still has her spells, and she is level 8 after all. Obviously, it's different roles, but compare him to a Keeper or a Rhapsody for that matter. But I'm pretty sure that Torsha is supposed to be the 4th position here. So, Torsha compared to a Keeper, what's his role in this game? Did he buy a lot of space in the early game? Not necessarily. He got a couple of kills on the Hag, was of assistance and 2 kills, but after that, he has to find a space for him right now. He has to find a position where he can actually contribute to his team.
Wretched Hag gonna scout things out. Needs to be very careful about this, though. We've seen before getting caught out, so this time around, though, he's just gonna sit on the ruin. The Ward of Sight is spotting him, but they can't find the jump here on Sync Esports, so he will actually get out of there with minimal cost. There is some good gold being pulled up on both sides, really, but Drunken Master and Swiftblade again will really have my eye on. Speaking of Swiftblade, top lane. Push in from Stay Green right here. You got Kraken, Master of Arms, and Rhapsody. Master of Arms already level 11, so obviously that's a big deal too. He has a level 2 Master's Call earlier on than you usually would see on a Master of Arms.
The bigger problem even is the Keeper here, to be honest, because, or actually the Kraken as well, both of them are 11, and with those ultimates, that could like right now, you would prefer to have a level 2 Kraken and keep her ulti over level 2 Bubbles ulti, to be honest.
Yeah. Oh, of course. They're going to keep the push coming, and it's going to be successful. And they will counter push them into the bottom lane at least. Does Sync Esports, so.
Yeah, but Drunkmaster did tank some damage. He's not going to be able to really put up a defense on the second tier tower. He will have to use his power supply charges in order to reach it before the battle already. So I'm not sure if they're going to put up a defense here. I hope not, because I think that would end terribly for Sync.
Yeah, I mean, hanging around as if they want to wait for the opportunity. And Pat's going to wall off right there to some harassment, if anything. As well as some counter push, of course, but that is going to be a tower kill. Shell Surf, no port, obviously. Deny attempt unsuccessful. Just out of range. Empath, Torrents is going to be fine.
Why is Swiftblade here? Because Drunkmaster got so low, trying to get as much damage as possible on the T2 tower, it was clear they would not defend their towers. So what is Swiftblade doing here?
Yeah.
He needs to farm. Of course, it would just be one camp or something he could farm and then go back to the top lane and farm where he is right now. But still, he has to take every advantage possible. That was something Nox was really known for back in the days when he was still playing.
Yeah.
He would find farm everywhere and at any time, sometimes even too much farm, but he would always have a ton of farm. And that is something Swiftblade really needs himself as well now. Because as we mentioned before, he is playing against the Keeper ultimate and the Trek ultimate.
Yeah. Middle lane, they're kind of clearing it out right there, but you do see again, Wretched Agent taking away resources from Sync Esports there in their own jungle. Gonna fall back to his Ancients now, which happens to be blocked. And in fact, that's a Rev 4 that's just about to wear off. So Keizu actually placing it looks like that's actually blocked several spawns here.
Yep, very important here as well. Looks like the Legion engines are being unblocked right now, but very important for both teams actually to have those engines blocked, because it would give a good advantage to either of the teams if they could farm triple stacks. Firebrand now being purchased on the Swiftblade, so he will definitely go for a late game route here. He's not going for anything quick like, let's say, a shield breaker or something right away to try and finish the game early. He wants to go late game, and obviously Geomeda's Bane is very important against Keeper ulti.
It is, but I don't know. I don't know how you feel, but that worries me a little bit because Stay Green, just the way they play, and they have a lineup that's definitely working with it. They're looking to constantly team fight earlier on. So Firebrand is not the biggest, help for that.
Absolutely agree with you. And I mean, Stay Green is in their comfort zone. They want to fight now, and they want to take towers now, and they don't want to wait until the late game. So Sync will have to find a way to make this work. This build-up items on at least the Swiftblade, whereas Mighty Blade on the Drunkmaster indicates that he will go Shrunken Head next. What I do like is that Drunkmaster hasn't been leaving the bottom lane forever now. So while SG is pushing, getting towers and an overall gold lead, at least he stays in the game, finds himself space, and finds himself farm. Extremely important for his team.
Middle lane, Kraken catches Bubbles. Medcase's gonna fall right off the bat right there, and that should be a free tower kill on top of it. So another big off for Stay Green. The tower kill gonna go down right here. You do see that split push coming out as we were talking about.
That is so much free tower damage on the tier 3 tower though. That is really, really bad here for Sync Esports.
Yeah. That's going to end up dropping right here. No buyback from Bubble. Spin in from Swiftblade right there. He's just going to harass a little bit, but in the end, he will have to fall back before too much comes out. Double damage, Master of Arms in the background. Very likely
just fall back now if they want to. Bubbles respawns, they can just fall back, take the tower, run the fuck away.
Yeah. Rax is taking a little bit of damage right here. Locked down to Keeper the Forest. Rev 4 goes down. Keeper the Forest might be in trouble, actually. Bubbles, he's coming back now, but... Oh, he is going to gut fill 4 players. Here we go. Sync Esports going all that right here. Swift placement on top, protected Melody. It's going to be a full duration. In comes the Back Blast. The Swift slashes, but that protected Melody being full duration. That could do it for Stay Green. They're going to push in right now.
Wow, what a play. Like, there was no spell left for the Rhapsody ultimate.
Yeah.
I mean, there could... Okay, there were a lot of buybacks now, so actually SG is falling back, but... Holy hell, man. 9,500 gold lead right now and 7,000 experience. The kelp field was amazing, yes, but after that, let's have a look at it. So, there's the initiation here from Bubbles. The initiation is really good, no doubt about that. The shells are a bit iffy, but...
This Melody. You know, what happened right... Okay, they got pushed back right there, but yet no one stopped Protected Melody.
No, no one had any spell available anymore or was in range to stop the Protective Melody. And, I mean, just with that, there was so much damage mitigated.
Yeah.
And that was a fight without a Whirlpool here. Or release the Kraken as it's called now. So
yeah, that's true. Wow.
And that was a very big ultimate that SG will have at their disposal in the next push, and they could actually just go for the Rex right now.
Yeah. They're going to group back up. They know that Sync Esports is definitely on their back foot. They're going to go for Conqueror, actually. It looks
that's
like
perfectly fine. Takes almost no time for them to take the Congo right now. It's going to be about 30 seconds or something until they're in the middle lane again. And Liji can't do anything about that. And with a token on a hero like a Kraken, who's already really hard to bring down in the first place, I mean, you could arguably give it to Master. They probably will, but even on the Kraken, it would be really good. So, I mean, what is Legion going to do from here? They don't have those super good ultimates. Swiftblade ultimate is going to do nothing at this point in time until he finds a hero separated from the others. They don't have the items yet. The Shrunken Head hasn't been finished. They had to use buybacks after the last fight. At least one buyback on the Drunken Master. Swiftblade doesn't do much damage right now. It's so tricky for Sync Esports to hold this.
Yeah. Again, I'm not going to play him on one eye to pick them all together, but just that Firebrand, man, I just don't know if that was the best choice here. It was one of those risky pickups, and hell, sure, it could have worked out. Could have farmed up the rest of the game and then eventually took over, but that made the statement. And if anything, Stay Green's smart enough of a team to see stuff like that and be like, well, we absolutely will go now as a result. So they're pushing in. The Shrunken is finished on Drunken Master. That is, of course, big. Buybacks, you know, it looks like Swiftblade should have one, as well as Bubbles. Maybe, depending on the death and how much gold they lose. But here we go. The melee reaction's being gone out. Chain reaction's coming out. Bubbles, he is up there. He has a kill, but nothing to use just yet. Walled off for harassment. Master Farms just pounding an auto attack. Drunken Master jumping in. He goes for keeping the farms, but it gets counterstun in the meantime. Kraken in the background. A big release to Kraken. Swiftblade's going to fall. Swiftblade goes down. He does have the buyback, but another protective melody come out. There's the buyback, but Stay Green is pushing in right here. They're going cutthroat. They want to finish this game. They want to go to the grand finals here of the World Finals.
And there is nothing Sync can do about this. They haven't even killed a single hero. They haven't even taken the token. Buyback, sure, but Drunkmaster isn't there, so they just go on the Swiftblade. Kill the Swiftblade, and with that, the Rex is down. 2 heroes down. They could even go for more if they want to. They can also fall back, but there's a GG!
Well played. Stay Green. They are going to the grand finals. And they're going to be playing the winner of Bad Monkey Gaming versus Team MRR. Disappointment on the face of Sync Esports, understandably, but wow, what a series it was overall.
That was an insane series, especially game 1 and 2, but even game 3 wasn't a complete stomp, a 50-minute stomp. It was still tension there. Would they be able to get the push done? And they were completely in their comfort zone, SG that is. And I mean, that was just beautiful play. And even though it was a one-sided game and it was only a 23-minute game, it was still beautiful to watch. So, wow, what a series. And now we're going to have another semifinals and then the grand finals. And it could be BMG versus SG.
Man, on the verge, Sync Esports, all the credit in the world to them. Talk about, again, a team, like I was even saying, I'm sure a lot of people even felt the same way. Going into this event, not sure what to expect of them. The lack of experience, the last-minute roster change. A lot of people were thinking those were going to be big add-ups to maybe them not doing so well. They did very well in the end, but unfortunately just not well enough. They had Stay Green in the grasp, but a couple of mistakes right there from maybe some item decisions to when to initiate, when to split push and whatnot. Stay Green capitalized as they always do, and they deserve the win here. They are going to be one of the two teams in the grand final, so... Man, but boy, was that tough fought. I wonder how Stay Green's feeling. I'm sure we're going to have a post-game interview with them here shortly, but, man, I mean, you can just see the looks on the – I mean, Chessie almost looked like he was tearing up, man. I mean, there's just like, whew, relief, I'm sure. It's just
deservedly, though.
Lifted off your shoulders.
Absolutely. So, wow, okay. I think that's going to be from my side, but I'm going to watch closely what's happening in the next series.
Of course. With that said, this actually might be your last cast here on the main stream. So before we move on here, are there any shout-outs, any final words you want to make here to fans and everyone out there?
I want to thank the fans, especially those that are here, but those are the ones that can't hear me, so never mind about that. So, you can follow me on Facebook if you want to support Nova. You also have Twitter down here, support Nova with 2T. Facebook is with 1T, of course. Yeah, exactly, like this.
Backwards.
Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the cast. If that's the case, you can drop me some critics on Facebook if you want to. And with that being said, this GSL is amazing. So looking forward to the next matches. That's it from my side.
Boy, oh boy, man. What a final day we're having here already again. We're just one series in. We still got another series and then eventually the grand finals to follow in a best of 5. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to go into a short break right here. Of course, thanks again, Nova. It was a blast. It was a pleasure. And let's do this. It wasn't too awkward. All right.
Not too awkward.
Wait, it almost went awkward, but we recovered.
Okay.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to go on a break right here. I'm sure we'll have a post-game interview for you guys, and we'll let you know what the details are as far as moving forward. So, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for tuning in. Stay tuned, though.
And stay
live
classy.
from Bangkok, Thailand, HoN Tour Season 2 World Finals. More action coming at you.
Hi guys, sorry about that. I'm here with Limp from SG. They have just defeated Sync Esports in the first semifinals. And Limp, tell me about that game. How did it feel defeating them on stage?
It felt amazing. Like, we had 2 first rough games, but we got our shit together in the last one and made a statement. Safe to say.
Yeah, it definitely is. And now you're going up against either MRR or BMG. How do you feel about that, and which team do you think you're going to face?
The obvious, I'm probably going to be BMG, but I'm hoping to face MRR because I think they are the less worthy opponent, but I don't know. BMG.
All right, so tell me about the games. You said you had some rough games. Everything didn't really click for you guys. You guys have been looking a little bit shaky this tournament. Are you going to be the stay green that we're used to seeing when you go up in the finals against whichever team you do face?
I think we got this. I think, yeah, we had some rough games in the group stages and the 2 first ones now, but I think we got our shit together in the last one, and I think we're going to win this.
We were actually analyzing your first game with Handskin, and you ran the War Beast Drunken Master, something you guys have had a lot of success with. You and your brother, Chessie, have been dominating this tournament. You've been playing absolutely amazing. How does it feel to play in front of such a great crowd?
It's just fun as always to play in front of a crowd, and especially when they play well. And yeah, it's just really fun. There's so many people here, and yeah, it's amazing.
All right, do you have any words for the teams that's gonna face you in that finals?
Beware, I like trees.
All right, that's it for right now. We're gonna be right back with some updates on the game between MRR and BMG.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the HoN Tour World Finals. You just heard from Insania and Limp. They were talking about the first semi-final match going on the main stage. While that one is going on, we have Game 1 happening between Bad Monkey Gaming and Neolation MRR. The Thai favorites are looking to make it into the grand finals, but the BMG squad are standing in the way. Actually, right behind me is where the match is going on. You can see the two teams taking each other on, and it's a very close one right now. Bad Monkey Gaming might have a slight advantage with great picks like a Malakin and a Wretched Hag getting lots of farm. On the other side, though, the star of Neolution MRR, Dweeku, aka Punk Pang, is playing a Dr. Repulsor. He's getting lots of farm himself, and these fights have been going back and forth. This match is going to continue quite some time before the teams move on to the main stage for Game 2. There's already a crowd sitting behind me watching the offstage match, but when it gets to the main stage, this crowd is going to become electric. So we're going to keep you updated with more updates coming from this one and more action here from the HoN Tour Grand Finals next.